Gridiron 360. We come to the last of our updates. It's the 26th of March. We're bringing you updates over the past week in terms of NFL free agency. We're going division by division, and now we travel to our fourth and final division in the AFC. We move out west. The Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs, the the Las Vegas Raiders, the LA Chargers, the Denver Broncos. What's up, Dave?
What's going on? Tell me what happened. What do we got?
So a week back, 19th, Denver officially waived, as you call him, the statue, Mr. Joe Flacco. Comments?
Bye-bye, Joey. Nothing really there. I think, they're clearly saddled to Drew Lock, I think, going forward to see what he can do. Second-round pick, which thank you for the correction I got, because I, for some reason, thought he was a third rounder or maybe even a fourth rounder.
He was their third pick, but they had back-to-back picks in the second round last year.
Yeah. So they picked him up. He got some playing time. So I think I don't think that's shocking. Flacco was unable to move with I think the lack of strength in the receiving core they got last year. It only accentuated the weaknesses of Joe Flacco. It just wasn't a good fit.
Yep. They picked number 15 in the draft this year. I don't know if we'll fall there. Some people have CeeDee Lamb slated, wide receiver.
Yep. Could be a tackle, certainly. We've talked about Bowles.
Yeah, and, we I don't know if it's on here, but, we know now, and if it is, we'll just retouch on it, that they signed Melvin Gordon.
Yep.
And like I had said in the Denver cast, that's a guy that can still, hit it, and I anticipate he'll be their number one. The question is what happens.
There's still talk Philip Lindsay might be the number one. What we do know is it's a crowded backfield.
Yeah, it's crowded. I think he'll end up by the time things get going. Again, Lindsey's a great story. He's a great player. I just think he's also younger, too. And running backs' life expectancy is short, as we know. And, if you're going to sign him, I think you're signing him to bring him in to try to get the best he can out of what he has left. And I think he does have left in tank. He's not that old, so we'll see.
Yep.
Moving on. The 20th of March. There you have it. Denver signed. That was when Gordon signed. It was a 2-year deal. Kansas City also signs offensive tackle Mike Remmers on a 1-year deal. Mike Remmers, we brought in New York, so they're taking him from us. He was a free agent. This comes. I think it happened before the Giants signed Frederick from Dallas. I think that Remmers was gone before obviously then we were seeking someone to fill the void. But I know there was inklings around this time because it was so close back and forth that, are we looking to bring Frederick in because we might have to let go of Remmers? And, well, there you have it.
Okay.
I think that Kansas City has a pretty good offensive line. I think that Remmers is not a bad guy, and I think he'll serve him well. Quite frankly, I think he'll be. I liked him. I didn't think he was.
How much is the deal worth? Does it say? Well, I just wonder, is he even going to be? He's not going to be starting there. I don't think, is he? But we'll see. All right. Well, so we're just to update, just because sometimes we've been doing it for we've been
on here for hours today, and we love it. But I've been rolling through so much. So
but the Giants signed Cam Fleming.
From Dallas.
Not Frederick. Frederick's the one that just retired.
My own team.
That's all right. Just too many names in the head.
So the Remmers deal, I don't see how much it is, but it's a 1-year deal.
My feeling off the top of my head without having this is that he's brought in as a fill-in on the offensive line, but still, nonetheless, it's important. Guys,
yes, he's got the depth chart shows Mitchell Schwartz as the starting right tackle, and he's behind him.
Yeah, that would make sense to me. So, but anyway, it's still important signings. This is, again, we talk about this on each one of these. These are the fill-ins in a lot of ways. You're not really probably looking for a lot of starters out there in the NFL at this particular point of free agency. So let's go to 321. Do we get any action there?
Yes, we did. The Vegas Raiders sign wide receiver Nelson Aguilar from the Philadelphia Eagles, 1-year deal.
I
What do you
like it.
think?
I like it. It's a little bit of a prove it deal. Nelson has had some injury
Nelson.
Issues in the past, but I think we've talked about some of their players again who they brought in. I think they still are working on that wide receiver room. We talked about their slot being pretty covered there. You could tell again. We enjoyed the Hard Knocks and watched. I think Adam Humphries is there. No, excuse me. That's
Hunter Renfrow.
Hunter Renfrow. Sorry, Adam Humphries is the previous short, white, older looking wide receiver that Clemson had. They used to catch all those balls against Florida State. But Hunter Renfrow, they've got there. They've talked about Keelan Doss was kind of a hot name, but never really kind of got it going for them. They've got. Who's their other receivers that they've got? We talked about Zay Jones. Williams, yeah. So
from
Chargers, right?
From the Chargers, yeah.
Yeah, so
who actually, had a pretty good season this year.
Yeah,
I think revamped his career a little bit.
I think it's a legit potential for like a number 2. I mean, I don't want to walk into the season with that guy being my number 1. But they've got Waller at tight end. I like the fit. I still think that they could be in.
They brought in Zay Jones.
That didn't really do much for them.
Work out. I think he's still on the roster.
Yeah, but didn't come in and do anything in the first year. So it's a team I think still searching for receivers, and I don't think it's a bad call at this point. I like it. I don't think I think that hurts Philadelphia certainly more than it hurts. Philadelphia could be in real trouble, at receiver, especially considering the injuries and the age between Deshaun Jackson and Alshon Jeffrey. So,
Tyrell Williams, you got out there, Hunter Renfrow. Now they got Aguilar. You got Waller. You got a few guys there. Actually, they have they brought in Witten
and they brought in
Nick
O'Leary. So
Foster Moreau is another tight end they have. I mean, he's going to probably play the role they were hoping Zay Jones was going to play, even though they've currently got him. He's in the same – he's slotted behind Jones, but I got to imagine he'll take that position. Who's to say that, they went on a run with 3 of my Clemson boys. They could go, I mean, where they sit in the draft, Las Vegas sits at 12. I mean, it would be a leap for me. I mean, unless there's a run on receivers, and I love T. Higgins, and I wouldn't say I would go for him at 12. But there are some guys that are probably better. Maybe they drop back. Maybe they move up.
There's some movement.
The back
there
end
might
of
be a CeeDee Lamb available for him.
But what I'm getting at is all the love for my Tigers last year. They may have their eye set on a guy. They know our program now. They're one of the teams like Houston and Buffalo before them. Really getting to understand our program on a collegiate level and the guys. And it wouldn't surprise me in the least bit if T. Higgins' name was high up on their draft board.
Okay.
At 12, it might be a reach, though. Let's see. 21st, Denver also signed tight end Nick Vannett.
Yep.
To a 2-year deal. I think we had talked about that, didn't we?
In the fix on it, one of the comment sections. Yep. But, again, Vannett, Pittsburgh traded, I think, a 5th or a 6th rounder for him last year. Didn't really work out there, and I just maybe some of it was the transition and the timing of it. But I like it. You got a young guy in Fant who they need to kind of develop and get moving further as a first rounder. So it could make their tight end room stronger. I like the move.
Yep. All right, let's move on. That was what, the 22nd?
21st. 22nd, there wasn't much action.
Much action. On the 23rd, we saw the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs sign XFL quarterback Jordan Ta'amu.
All right.
He's there's similarities in his game to Mahomes.
Yep.
So it makes sense as a backup. He's young. He went undrafted last year. Ended up playing for the St. Louis Battlehawks in the XFL. Comes out of Ole Miss.
Yep.
You remember?
Yep.
Jordan Ta'amu.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, this is another Hawaii prodigy. You got Tua over there in the same division. You got this guy too. Didn't really, and I don't think really his fault, but more so the whirlwind they were still in from their
Hugh Freeze and
from their
the pay for play before that was allowed.
Yeah. I mean, we knew that was coming. But anyways, and the interim coaches at the time, so forth. But I think he's a decent player. I mean, he's a backup. We'll see what he can do. Obviously, again, to that XFL narrative, it's cool to see some of these guys, have a prove-it opportunity where they're not just practice squad guys, where it's game tape against, competition at their level and now making it into the league. The 24th, the LA Chargers signed linebacker Nick Vigil. I think it's more of a depth move for them, no? I think so. Yeah, I mean, the next year the Chargers, I think, have some guys. I know Joey Bosa will be a free agent next year, so at this point I think it's more of a depth move. Let's move on. The 25th, the Kansas City Chiefs re-sign defensive tackle Mike Pennell, and more importantly, re-sign fullback Anthony Sherman. No, I love that. For me, I think that's awesome. I think Sherman is, look, you're talking about a high-powered, throw the ball down the field offense, but they still found ways to use Nick Sherman. They still use a fullback.
Yeah, I think my bigger concern.
Anthony Sherman.
I like the fullback design. I think the teams that employ it are pretty interesting, and it's cool. But a lot of them have, I think, a better running back room. That's my only thing with them. Is I'm not saying you don't deploy it. It certainly creates a difference. I mean, if you really look, a lot of the tight ends are lining up in the H-back role, and they're out of position.
Contract to Damian Williams, the running back. So now they're giving him a little extra protection when he's toting the rock.
Yeah, it could be.
Maybe that'll make him. I mean, he's shown flashes, and we know that he's not somebody he's 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, fourth or fifth fiddle at best. I mean, in terms of offensive worry for defenses, Mahomes comes 1, Tyreek Hill 2, Kelsey 3, might even be able to slot Sammy or said receiver in 4, and then the backfield. Or maybe he's at 4 and then the other. But again, he's not the focal point. He's shown flashes. If he could stay healthy, now you give him Sherman he can rely on Sherman to, give him some extra love in the blocking game when he's toting the rock. Somebody he knows, they're all familiar with each other. I think that's a great re-sign. I don't know, just me.
No, I'm not anti, that's for sure.
Although we do think it might be a step back year for Kansas City. This is some interesting moves. We'll have to see what comes next for them. I don't think they had a lot of room to begin with, and I'm sure where we are now, they're still kind of in the same boat. I don't know that they need a lot. If they do, I still think defense is a need for them all over. But we will see, my friends. All
right.
That kind of hits it, bro. I think that's everybody on the updates. I didn't expect us to be this long today, but we went a route that I think y'all like. We'll see you next time
on the gridiron.
See ya.